Okay, Chris, you can go ahead and get started.
Okay, thank you. Before we start the meeting, I would like to read a land acknowledgement. The Township of Woolwich is located on the lands of the Haldimand Treaty of 1784 within the traditional territories of the Neutral people, including but not limited to the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, the Attawandaron, and the Chinantan peoples. This land is part of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt that extended the Union of Peace and symbolized an agreement to share and protect resources so that there will be a healthy, long-term, sustainable environment. We acknowledge the Indigenous and ancestral guardians of the land and its waterways, the enduring presence, knowledge, and philosophies of Indigenous peoples, and recognize their continuing contributions to shaping this area. Today, many Indigenous peoples continue to call this land home. May we will together learn to care for and respect each other and act as stewards of this land that we inhabit. I will remind the committee and members of the public that this meeting is being recorded and live streamed to the township's YouTube channel. Anyone who registered to participate in this meeting will be invited to speak in the order of the applications being heard. I will now do a roll call of the committee and staff for the benefit of the public watching. When I call your name, please wave at the camera and say here or present. I, Chris Fletcher, am present and chairing this meeting. Tim Cronin.
I'm here.
Thanks, Tim. Linda Dixon is absent. Steve Hartman.
Present.
Jeremy Karn.
Present.
Sherwin Maloney Planner.
Present.
Stephen Dykstra, Senior Planner.
Here.
Aaron Wetzel.
Present.
Nancy Thompson, Secretary Treasurer.
Present.
I will now provide an explanation of the procedures for this meeting. Each application will be read by Aaron Wetzel, and she will ask each applicant to make a brief presentation not to exceed 5 minutes. The committee will be given an opportunity to question the applicant. Any other persons who has registered with the recording secretary and is wishing to address an application either for or against will then be given the opportunity to speak. Please make sure you have turned on your microphone and video and identify yourself clearly for the recording secretary. After everyone has had an opportunity to speak to the committee, it will make a decision on the application. Once discussions on your application is complete, please mute your microphone and turn off the video. You are free to leave the meeting at that time or remain and listen to the balance of the applications. Each application has a 20-day appeal period as required under the Planning Act. In accordance with Bill 23, appeals may only be submitted by the applicant, the municipality, certain public bodies, or specified persons as defined by the Planning Act and the minister. The last date of appeal for the applications heard today is July 30, 2025. At this time, I'll ask any committee members if they are declaring a pecuniary interest with respect to any of the applications.
Nope.
Okay, no pecuniary interests. I will then ask Aaron to read the application description for the first application.
Thanks, Chris. Sorry, we're switching it up. I'm going to take carriage of the
Nancy's
meeting
going to
this
do that.
evening.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, the first application this evening is minor variance application A8 2025 for Conley Farms Inc. for the property at 255 Glasgow Street South. The applicant is proposing the construction of a dwelling on the property and is requesting the following. Variance to section 6.3 CI for a reduction to the calculated minimum distance separation from the required 380 meters to approximately 336 meters between the proposed new dwelling and the liquid manure storage area located at 230 Glasgow Street South, and to locate the new dwelling unit approximately 130 meters away from the existing farm cluster, whereas section 6.3B Building location in the agricultural zoning requires all new buildings associated with the farming operation to be within 30 meters of the existing farm buildings to form part of the farm cluster. And Cleason Fry is here to speak to the application.
Okay. And so Cleason, we'll hear from you next, please. Hello, Cleason.
Yeah, sorry, I just barely have enough service here, but I think it's working now.
Okay, thank you. You want to just describe your application and why you are looking for this variance?
Basically, I want to build a house on this property, and there's nowhere on the property I can get far enough away from my brother-in-law's manure tank, so I need a minor variance.
Okay, does committee have any questions of the applicant? I see no questions. Stephen, do you have any further questions, or do you want to overview the application for committee members? Stephen Dykstra?
Sorry, it was actually Sherwin who did most of the review of this, but I don't mind popping in here for a second. Yeah, Cleason, as he identified there, though, the building footprint is set back as far as possible from the manure tanks so it's a bit of a push and pull between the MDS and the and so he's just putting it as close as possible, but without interfering with other people's interests. So,
Okay. Do committee members have any questions of Stephen Dykstra? Tim Cronin?
Yeah, I'm just reading this and I'm just having a little trouble getting my head around the wording here. So we're reducing the minimum distance separation 336 meters, is that correct?
that's correct, yes.
So what is the distance we're going to have when this is all done then?
Sorry, the minimum distance for this property, based on MDS, is would be 380 meters is required, but we're reducing it, or the applicant is proposing to reduce it to 336. So that would be the variance from 380 down to 336.
Okay, the way I'm reading this here, it says relief of the minimum distance separation, a reduction of 336 meters, so we'd only be 50 meters away. Am I misreading this?
Yeah,
Should be
yeah, it probably
336 meters.
That would be a more accurate description of what it is. Yes.
Okay, that was my hang up. I think it wasn't getting the altitude, so it's reducing it to 336, not down to about 50 meters.
That's correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, any further questions of committee members? Okay, seeing none. Is there anyone from the public here, Nancy, who wants to speak to this application?
No, not this evening, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Committee members, do you have any further questions before I ask for a motion on a decision? Seeing none, is someone prepared to put forward a recommendation? Stephen?
Yep, I would move.
Armin?
I would move the recommendation. Minor variance application A08-2025 Conley Farms Inc. concerning the subject property described as GCT Part Lot 1 and Part Lot 2, municipal addressed as 255 Glasgow Street, requesting relief from Section 6.3 CI of the zoning bylaw to permit a minimum distance separation MDS 1, reduction 2 336 meters between the proposed primary dwelling and the existing manure storage located at 230 Glasgow Street South, whereas a minimum distance of 380 meters is required.
Okay. Do I have a seconder for that motion? Tim Cronin, thank you very much. Any questions on the motion? All in favor, please raise your hands. None opposed, so that would be carried unanimously. This is a reminder to the applicant that the last day of appeal expires on July 30, 2025. Thank you for participating in the meeting, Cleason, and feel free to turn off your microphone and video, and you're now free to leave the meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, our next application is for minor variance A9 2025 for Adam and Nicole Broderick for the property at 97 Arthur Street South in Elmira. The property is zoned residential R4 and contains a single detached dwelling and detached accessory building. The applicant is proposing to construct a wraparound covered front porch on the dwelling and is requesting relief from section 7.3E to reduce the required building line setback for a front porch from 3.5 meters to approximately 2 meters adjacent to South Street East. And Mr. Broderick is here to speak to the application.
Hi, committee.
Okay. Hello, Adam. Please feel free to outline your application and what you're requesting.
Sure. So we are living at the Century Home on the corner of South Street and Arthur Street. And originally, back when it was constructed in 1926, it had a wraparound porch. The porch has been deteriorating. Sometime in the 90s, we believe, the side was taken off. When we bought it in 2017, it was a 2-story. We've now had to remove the second story due to rot and termite damage. The single deck, just the single floor, is now left, and we're going to take that off, and we'd like to replace it to try and go back to a little bit of like the original look and put the wraparound porch. The side setback off South Street is where we need some relief. Because as it gets constructed wrapping around that side, it's going to be too close to South Street. So we're looking to get that from 3.5 meters down to 2.
Does committee have any questions of the applicant? I see none. Stephen Dykstra, do you have any comments or an overview of the application, please? Thanks, Adam.
Yep, thank you.
I'm going to pass this one over to Sherwin, who did a little bit more review of this application, actually.
Okay, Sherwin.
Thanks, Stephen. The application is from what the applicant said, it's really a minor reduction to the zoning bylaw. It's in keeping with the streetscape and the character of the existing neighborhood, and really the proposed variance is very negligible in terms of the visual impact to the street and to the neighboring houses on that street as well. Other than that, I think this again is just a minor reduction from the zoning bylaw.
Okay, do committee members have any questions of Sherwin? Seeing no hands. The only question that I have, Sherwin, is I saw something from, I believe it was Enbridge, about a gas line in a particular location. Do you know if that's a gas line coming into the property, or is it in the road allowance area that they're concerned about?
Right. I did look into that actually. I'm glad you brought that up. I can actually share it. It's on my end here if I get some if I'm able to
Mhm.
share. Share. Okay. Okay, if you could just see this. So this is mapping of the servicing in the area. This yellow line here is the Enbridge line coming in. Can
Yep,
everyone
I
see
can
that?
see it.
So the wraparound will go around here like so. Enbridge has recommended locates to just identify where the connection is, and also noted that it may need to be reconnected somewhere. So just letting the applicant know that um, will need to will will need to be relocated, right? Okay.
Okay. So they'll figure out once they do the locates about whether or not they're going to miss that area or
Miss
they're
it,
not.
right? I locates will determine how deep it is.
Right.
If they're gonna hit it, then they'll need to relocate it.
Okay.
And they could work with locates and bridge on that one.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Any questions, any further questions of Sherwin since I raised the question about the gas line by anybody? No? Okay, is there anyone else here for this application? I don't see anybody else.
No, there's not, Chris. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, how would committee members like to handle this application? Is anyone prepared to put forward a motion?
I can go ahead.
Jeremy?
Sure. I move that minor variance application A09-2025 concerning the subject property municipally addressed as 97 Arthur Street South, requesting relief from section 7.3E of the zoning bylaw to reduce the required building line setback to a porch in the flankage yard from 3.5 meters to approximately 2 meters be approved subject to the condition listed there in the report.
Okay. Seconder for the motion? Tim Cronin? Thank you very much. Any questions on the motion, committee members? If not, all in favor? Again, carried unanimously. Thank you. I remember when there was a porch there, but I don't go all the way back to the Century Home era. But I do remember the porch being in that location previously. So this is a reminder to the applicant, Adam, that's you, that the last day for appeal expires on July 30th, 2025. Thank you for participating in the meeting, and please remember to turn off your microphone, and you're free to leave the meeting at this time.
Thank you very much, committee.
Okay. Okay, committee members, the minutes were circulated. Is there anyone prepared to move the approval of the minutes? Stephen Hartman, seconder.
Sure, all of us.
Jeremy Karn. We'll leave you out of seconding for one.
Right.
Any questions on the minutes? All in favor? Carried unanimously. All right, adjournment of the meeting unless there's any questions that we still need to clarify about our early August meeting. Are you good now, Nancy?
Yeah, we're good. So we'll proceed with a special meeting then on August 5th at 4:30 and then the regular meeting on August 18th at 4:30. So the first one being a Tuesday and the second one the regular Monday. And other than that, yeah, there's nothing new.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you all.
Thank you very much for your time, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.